Taylor was the very first black on a professional sports team, the first to break a world record and the first to have a commercial sponsor.
And next spring, he'll become the first black American to have a public memorial in his adopted city of Worcester, Massachusetts. And on Monday, fans will celebrate his birthday. Sue Simmons has more in this week's Positively Black.
NBC4 presents Positively Black.
Major Taylor began winning races at 13 years old in 1891. One of his last was an old-timers meet in 1917. He was 39 and still winning. In terms of wealth, his is a rags to riches to rags story. But in total, Taylor was a world-class athlete and gentleman. Marshall W. Taylor was born November 26, 1878. He lived in rural Indianapolis with his parents and 7 siblings until age 8, when the wealthy white family who employed his father engaged him as a companion for their son. But when that family moved to Chicago in 1891, Taylor's mother refused to let him join them. Taylor set about earning money, taught himself trick riding, and landed a job at a bike shop. He performed for customers wearing a uniform, which earned him the nickname Major.
He was an African-American pioneer who hasn't been paid very much attention.
Andrew Ritchie worked to change that with his book, Major Taylor, The Extraordinary Career of a Champion Bicycle Racer. NBC Sports taped a tribute to Taylor during the '96 Olympics. It included his daughter and grandson.
My father was the world's first black champion of anything.
I think he was an American hero, but he hasn't gotten the recognition.
Right from the beginning of his racing career, he was recognized as an outstanding athlete.
Taylor quickly gained a following as an amateur. He made his professional debut at Madison Square Garden in 1896, winning the half-mile open handicap and the $200 purse. That year, he unofficially broke 2 world records during an Indianapolis race, but whites, offended by his wins, banned him from Indy's capital city track. With mentor-advisor Bertie Munger, Taylor moved to Worcester, Massachusetts.
The League of American Wheelmen had in their bylaws on a state-by-state basis that blacks were not allowed. The exception was Massachusetts.
But Taylor still faced racism, crooked referees, and violence throughout his career. Still, he kept winning races and admirers, black and white. At the time he was competing, biking was as popular as baseball, and racers were superstars. Major Taylor led the pack.
He was making in the range of $15,000 to $25,000 at a time when a contemporary like Ty Cobb at the time was making $4,500.
He retired in 1910 at age 32. Later, poor health, failed investments, and the Depression wiped out his wealth. With his last funds, Taylor published his autobiography in 1928, titled The Fastest Bicycle Rider in the World. He sold the books out of his car. Taylor wrote, "I am writing my memoirs in the spirit calculated to solicit simple justice, equal rights, and a square deal for the posterity of my downtrodden but brave people, not only in athletic games and sports, but in every honorable game of human endeavor." Taylor died in 1932. For Positively Black, I'm Sue Simmons.
This has been a public affairs presentation of NBC4. Positively Black.
For everyone that gets home late, there's finally a newscast for you. New York Nightly News.